Alright, with this video, we are going to work on some of the connections between percents and decimals. And of course, we'll look at simple things like converting back and forth between a percent and a decimal. But we'll also see how you can use decimals to calculate the percent of a number. Launching right into it. Write the decimal as a percent. Always remember that percent means per 100, and so it's always about just moving or multiplying or dividing by 100. In order to convert a decimal to a percent, you would simply multiply by 100. And we know that the effect of multiplying by 100 is to move the decimal 2 places. 1, 2. 62%. For 1, 1, 2. 100%. 1, 2. 230%. Done. Converting decimals into percents is just moving the decimal 2 places to the right. Of course, to go backward, to change a percent into a decimal form, that's where you have to divide by 100, which has the effect of moving the decimal 2 places to the left. So 1, 2. I got my 0 in the wrong spot there. 0.75. 1, 2. 0.004. Oh man, the brain is just putting that stuff down. That's not supposed to be there. 168. 1, 2. 1.68. Done. Just moving decimals, that's it. Of course, since that's a skill that you're likely already really familiar with, how would you turn a fraction into a percent? Well, we've already seen before that you can actually set up a proportion. We know that turning this simply into the proportion like this, we could be able to solve. That was using proportion was one technique. So of course, this is the section with the connection of percents and decimals, so we want to take advantage of decimals. And you're absolutely right. If we actually do the division, 5 divided by 8, even if you're just going to use a calculator to do the number crunching quickly, 5 divided by 8 can be turned into a decimal, 0.625. Once we've got it in decimal format, 1, 2. 62.5. Done. For 5/3, 5 divided by 3 equals 1.6666666. And we've got a repeating decimal. So of course, if we go 2 places to the right, that's 166.66666, and so you should know 0.66666 is simply 2/3. 166 2/3 of a percent. Occasionally, students would like to simply say, well, it's just a repeating decimal, so I'm just going to do that. And true, putting the over bar on top of the 6 is correct mathematically. We still prefer this format, though, of 166 2/3. Let's face it, you know that 0.6666666 is 2/3. Okay, and finally, how we actually put this stuff to use. You're already familiar with converting back and forth between the two, so let's see how you can use decimals to solve the percent of a number. The African pygmy hippo is the smallest species of hippo. Now, a common adult hippo would weigh approximately 5,600 pounds. And an adult pygmy hippo weighs approximately 10.5% of that amount of the common adult hippo. So, how much would an adult pygmy hippo weigh? This is a technique where we would have to recognize that we are looking for 10.5% of that weight of 5,600 pounds. And previously, we've already seen how we could solve these pieces. When we were working on our proportion method, we simply took 10.5 over 100 and said how much would it weigh out of the 5,600 pounds. we've done these types of problems with a proportion method. Again, this is intended to be the decimal method, and our decimal method would simply say, well, we can convert this to its decimal format, 0.105, of means to multiply, and so all we're doing then are putting down 0.105 times 5600. And if we wish to save ourselves some time, we can simply grab a calculator. 0.105 times 5600. There we go, 588. Yeah, it's still really heavy. I mean, come on, it's a hippo. Even though it's a tiny hippo, it's still a hippo. And then there, we're done. We're simply noting that this gives us a technique for finding percent of the number, and finding percent of a number is entirely based on our ability to convert fractions, convert percents into their decimal format, and to convert decimals into a percent format, so that way we can say our answer is 18%, our answer is 22%, however it comes out.